Hey guys, it's Way here, welcome back to another video, and today I'm on the web app and I'm going to be showing you guys some of the best sniping filters on FIFA 20. Right now, sniping is probably the best way of making coins. I've got up to about 20k fairly easily. I've still got a few items on the transfer list selling, and these are going to work right now on the web app. They're going to work in a couple of months' time. They're going to work regardless of what platform you're on. They're just some really effective filters. I've got about 10 to show you guys, and they're going to work on various budgets from about 500 coins all the way up to about 10k or so, and obviously the more coins you have, the easier it's going to be. So we're going to start off with one of my favorites, which has worked really well. I've got a couple of deals with this now, and it is left wingers from Ajax. You've got two players that can come up here, and the reason this is a really good filter is because the players that come up are very similar in terms of value, and they are Promes and Neres. So 3.5k, you've got one Neres there, and you've got Promes as well, who's 3.5. There's one that's just come up there, who I'm actually going to pick up if he's still there. So we've got him. I've also completed an objective, by the way, there. And he's about 3.8 to like 3.9k you can typically sell him for. So we got one first search pretty much. But yeah, like 3.9, 3.8k is kind of what you can get for him. So 3.5 isn't too bad. We're going to make a couple of hundred coins on him if I listen for 3.8, like so. But normally you can get like, you can see there's 3.4 there for a Neres, but I've seen cards come up. I got a Neres earlier on for like 2.5k or something, but you can just bring the price down to about 3.4, maybe 3.3 like this, and you just refresh the pages. This is how you snipe on the web app. It is significantly easier and faster on console, so once EA Access comes out, abuse some of these filters and you will just murk everyone who's on the web app, and you'll get loads and loads of deals. So this is a really effective one, good on a slightly higher budget, and the great thing about it is they're two really good like meta players, so they sell really quickly as well. Now the next filter is one that has tons of players that can come up, and you just want to go to midfielders, Brazil, and gold, and the Premier League, and if you press search you're going to see how many players you've got. So there's Richarlison, Bernard, Fred and Pereira. They're the three main players you're looking for. I think you've got Felipe Anderson and like Fernandinho and people, but I'm not entirely sure if they can actually come up for this cheap. I don't think anyone's going to be listing them for as cheap as you'll see. Same with Fabinho, but your main ones to look out for are Richarlison, Bernard, Fred and Pereira, and you just want to go down to about 1,000 coins or so, and you'll see the cheapest card on the market is Pereira, and there's quite a few of him. The main one you're going to see come up, apart from Pereira, so you're going to be sniping at this kind of price there, is going to be Fred. As a non-rare, he does come up fairly often, because a lot of people are getting those types of players from packs from SBCs and in their starter packs. But this one here, you have so many players that can come up, it's really, really good. And Bernard is like 2k or so you can make a lot of coins if someone lists him up, and Richarlison is like 4 or 5k, so really good one here. Lots of different players can possibly come up. Next up, we're going to be moving on to another slightly lower budget one, and this is going to be Argentinian left backs. I believe you've got 4 players who can come up with this. If we press search, you'll see. So you've got Mas, Vanjoni and Casco, and then also you've got Tagliafico, but he is currently in the team of the week, so he doesn't have a gold card that's going to be listed up. These cards all have good value because of SBCs, and they're currently going for about 1.5k or so, I do believe. So yeah, you can see here 1.5, there's a few here, and you can bring the price down to, I'd say, about 1.2 to maybe 1.3k, and you can snipe cards, quickly flip them for 1.5. Good thing about this method, cards sell really, really quickly because these literally only have this price because of SBCs. They're in high demand, so they sell really, really fast. So you're quickly turning over profit, and that's also really good if you're on a really low budget and you only have like 2,000 coins, because then if you get 2 players for like, I don't know, like 1.3k or something, you've used up all your coins and you don't want to be sat for like 2 hours waiting for your cards to sell. But with this, they sell really quickly, so that's something that stands out with this method and a lot of the other ones you're going to see in this video. Next up, we have got another one with left backs, but this time we're going to be going to the Premier League, and then we're going to be going to Manchester City. Now they have 3 left backs. We're going to clear this and search so you can see who they are. Angelino, who is around about 3.5k, Mendy, who's about 4.5, and Zinchenko, who is about 1.5. So you just want to go and find the lowest buy now for you. This is on Xbox. On PlayStation, the prices may be different. In fact, they probably will be. So as you can see here, 1.3k is the lowest by now. You just want to come down to here, about 1.2, 1.3, and refresh the pages. On the whole, Zinchenko is the player you're going to be seeing coming up. You want to be getting him for, if you see a Zinchenko, like 1.1k or so in order to make profit. but I'd recommend just bring the price up a little bit so that you still have that higher chance of getting someone like Angelino or Mendy. It's going to be rare that you see a card like that, but it's always worth using filters like this where you've got the potential of getting those really high rated players that are going to make you more coins, because I mean, who doesn't want to make like 3k or something if a Mendy comes up for a good price. Now moving on, the next filter I'm going to show you guys is again with defenders, and we're just going to go to centre backs. We're going to go to the Bundesliga now, and we're going to pick RB Leipzig down here, and then you're going to want to go to France and bring the price up to around about, I think it's about 1.8 to 2k, so 1.8k here. You've got Mukiele as your cheapest player, and then if you look here, you're going to see two other players. You've got Konate, who is around about 3k, and Upamecano, who is about 2.5k. So fairly similar prices, which means you're going to fairly often see like someone like Upamecano get listed up. So it's not like that last one where you're rarely going to see any other players, which makes it really, really good. So 1.7k, there's one listed up for there. You can typically sell the cards for about 1.9, so I'd recommend trying to get Mukiele for 1.6k or below. In this case you want to be getting them for a little bit cheaper there, but obviously if you see a Konate or an Upamecano come up, you're going to be getting them for really, really good profits. So this is another one that's really effective. You've got three players that can come up. We're going to stick with quite a similar filter next, and that is heading over to the Ligue 1 this time. Sticking with French centre-backs, we're going to go to PSG right here. And this time you've got two players that can come up. You've got Kimpembe and Diallo. Diallo is about 2k, Kimpembe is about 4k, so you can just go to the lowest by now, just undercut a little bit. So you've got a Diallo there for 1.8k, 1.9 seems to be like the going price for Diallo. So if you just kind of refresh the pages around here, you've got a few players that can come up. You can also just do this with centre backs from PSG in general, and you've got Marquinhos and Kara that can come up as well. Kara's a little bit cheaper than all the others though, which kind of brings it down. So if you want, you can do this. But I personally prefer it with the French centre-backs. But if you bring it down to 1.1 or like 1k or whatever Kerr is selling for, which is actually very cheap for a card of that quality, you've got Diallo that can come up. He's your main player, but you may occasionally see someone like Kimpembe pair. But this is another one that you can also try out. Next up, we're going to go with fairly similar to one I've already shown you guys. It is back to the Premier League, but instead of going with Brazilian midfielders, we're looking at Argentinians, and there's a whole host of players that come up here. Lanzini and Pereira and Lamela are the main ones. Lo Celso sometimes comes up, but you're going to struggle because he is like 5k. But they're like your main players that you'll see come up, and there are maybe a couple of others, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think so, but they're the main ones you're going to see popping up on the market. Again, these have value because of SBCs. So if you look at about 1,000 coins or so, you've got a page of players there, so bring the price down a little bit and then you can just refresh the pages. Pereira is the main player you're going to be sniping, so if you see a Pereira, unless it's like 650 coins or below, I wouldn't really pick it up. You're waiting mainly to see like maybe a Lanzini who's about 1.5 to 2k, maybe like if you get really lucky a Lo Celso, maybe a Lamela. So you've got a few options there, but that is another decent filter worth trying out. We've then got a super low budget one right here, and that is Germany, and then just go to strikers, and their strikers are about 550 coins, I believe, a little bit more here. Yeah, so 600 coins is the going price for German strikers. This is again because of SPCs, and you've got literally like so many players that can come up here. There's about 10 players at least that can come up with this filter here. So you can just snipe these cards for 550. You can also bid on any of these filters. You don't have to snipe. You could just put your maximum price to 500 coins and go through a mass bid on players. But doing this right here, you've got so many players that can come up, and often they come up for like 450, 500 coins, just because a lot of people, there's one there for 450, a lot of people just don't really check the price of irrelevant cards like that from their starter packs, and they just list them up for minimum price. But as you guys can see, players do come up. I'm not really doing like all of these to show you guys examples, because if not, this video would literally last for so long, and my last video I had a few comments saying it was too long because I showed lots of examples, so I'm not doing that in this video here. Next up, we've got a filter which I actually showed you guys yesterday in a video, and I'm going to show you guys again because it is arguably the best method I've used this year so far. I've shown this to one of my friends, and he has made a ton of coins. He's made more coins than me, and he's just used this method here. Literally just Premier League left and right backs. It's so simple. You have so many players that come up, I did a whole video on this yesterday. I got so many players. There's already cards getting listed up here, both of whom I seem to have missed out on. But yeah, like you just snipe Premier League left backs and right backs. It's pretty simple, and there's loads and loads of players that can come up, and often you're going to get them for like 400 coins or so. I've seen people like Dalot, who's about 1.5k, come up for very, very cheap prices, and you can make like 1,000 coins on players like that. So this is a super, super effective method. Left backs are even more expensive, so you can try this on both sides. This is honestly like such a... There we go, we get a Van Aanholt. That is sick, mate. How much is he? How much is he? Let me see. Look at that, boys. Look at that. There we go. 3k is the lowest by now, and that's just been listed up, and the next lowest by now is 3.1. Okay, so like 3k is what he's selling for. 700 coins. That is a sick deal. What are we making in terms of profit on this card? We can list him up for 3k. And we got him for 700, so I'm making over 2,000 coins profit on this card. That's my best deal so far of this year. I'm more than tripling, I'm pretty much quadrupling my coins on that card right there. I will very much take that. And there we go. That is well worth it. Just from like all of these filters combined, I'm happy with just getting that one deal there. I'm just quickly checking my phone. I've got a list of these filters to see if there's any others I haven't shown you guys yet. And there's plenty more. I've been looking about on YouTube to see what filters people are using, and there aren't many videos on sniping filters, and I'm really showing you guys a lot of good filters there. So hopefully you guys do appreciate this. I'm kind of ruining my own trading methods, but anyway, for the greater good, it will help you guys out. This one here is very simple. It's Ivory Coast and Premier League. You've got the main players that you see here are Bailly and Gamin, the midfielder from Everton, but you've also got Wilfried Zaha, who could potentially, if someone's a moron, and list him up very cheap, you could potentially see him. But there's Gamin. He's a little bit more. He's about like 600 or 700 coins more than Bailly. So you're rarely going to see him, but if you do, you're going to be making bank. But yeah, 2.8k is the lowest by now on Bailly. So you can bring the price down to like 2.7 or something, and you can snipe there. I'm not sure if there are any other players that can come up. There might be one or two others. I'm not entirely sure if we just check. Ivory Coast players from the Premier League. You've got Aurier and Pepe as well, but they're obviously slightly more expensive. What you can do if you just want to focus on Zaha, Aurier and Pepe, the more expensive players, what you can do is just up the price. You can put your minimum buy now to 10k, and then you can put the maximum buy now to a price where you're only going to have like 1 or 2 players coming up. If you if you do that there, 10,250, then as you can see here, you've got those slightly higher end players. So Pepe isn't going to come up immediately, but Pepe is one you could potentially get some good deals on. But yeah, if you bring the price all the way down here to like 11k or something like that, you can then snipe the special cards. This is a slightly higher budget method, but still works out pretty effectively right there. Another filter I've got for you guys, I've got so many here, and there are loads and loads of other filters that you guys can find for yourselves, but this one is just going to be Spurs France, and then I think if you press search right here, you've got Ndombele and Sissoko. They're the main players that come up, but you've also got Lloris who can come up. So this one is really, really good. They're all fairly similar. Ndombele is the cheapest of the bunch, but if you go to like 15k, you'll see you've got Sissoko as well, and Lloris is just a little bit more. There's actually a 9k Ndombele there. Is that a good deal? No, because there's one for 8k. Okay, so yeah, you can potentially get these cards here as well. That's a decent filter, worth trying out right there. Lots of players that can possibly come up. And I've still got one other filter to show you guys. Just checking on my phone. There's still so many others though. If you guys are looking for other filters and you want more filters, I can definitely do videos on them. This one here, you just want to go to the Premier League. You want to go to Manchester City. And this is literally the filter. Because the thing with City, if you look, obviously they have loads of players, but at the low end, you've got Zinchenko, you've got Stones, who's fairly inexpensive, you've got Foden, who is just over 1,000 coins, you've got a few players that can sometimes, if you're really lucky, come up, like Otamendi or something, could get listed very cheaply. Gundogan is another one. But your main ones you're looking at, if you go down to like 1,000 coins, the one player you're going to see is Claudio Bravo. And he's going to be here. You're going to see lots of Bravos for about 900 to 1,000 coins. However, you've got Zinchenko that can come up, who's about 1.5k. So he's always worth maybe picking up. He's one that you will see fairly often. And then you've also got Foden as well. And as well as that, you've got like one or two other like lower end players. As said, like Stones and Otamendi can sometimes come up to if you're really lucky. Angelino's another one. Mendy's another one. There's a few players right there. My dog is literally trying to get into my room, so apologies for that. But there we go. That is the last filter. There's actually an 850 right there. If I can, I've messed up here. If I can buy that. Actually, after tax, that would only be like 50 coins profit. But anyway, we're currently sat on 11k. We're selling a few players. Actually, up to 14k now because I've sold someone. There, that Van Aanholt sold already. I've still got a Gomez to sell on. And once I do, we'll be sat on some good coins. And I've still got a Promise selling as well. So currently sat on probably like 21, 22k once everything was sold. And that's mainly from using these filters. These are a few players that have sold from using them. Gabin, for example, Neres, and a couple of others. Another Promise, some Lo Celsos, that's from another method. But yeah, I'll be doing another trading video after this because there's some really good methods I've been using recently. If you guys did enjoy this, leave a like, subscribe if you're new on here, and I'll catch you later. Take care.